So it's officially my countdown to my graduation on Tuesday. For those who wish me a great graduation ceremony day and all the like, thank you so much. I worked so hard on my college career. For those who've sent good energy my way during this time, thank you so much. I've worked so hard on this channel. I work so hard on myself. I work so hard on everything. You know, everything has been nothing but blood, sweat, and tears. You see what I'm saying? And so I learned a lot of things today, and I wanted to share with you all because a lot of things, this weekend was just so jam-packed. Like this weekend was, is it back? 1 second. I think I'm back, you all. Am I back? Okay, I'm back, you all. For some reason, the stream probably, it's been busy. The roads I've been driving on this weekend have been super busy. So I think what happened was the connection went funny because there's so many cars passing by, and I'm in my car. Okay. So sorry about that. So yeah, while I have the chance, I wanted to share with you all something that happened to me today that maybe you could apply with your own connection, with your own situation. And here's a little funny example. I have a favorite nail salon that I normally go to. It's called the Venetian. It's not cheap by any means. It's actually very expensive, and I like to go there when I get my nails done professionally. And I went there, right? And it was super busy. There was like a bunch of people. It was super busy. And keep in mind, I could have made a reservation or an appointment days ago, right? Like all week, I've just been, you know, getting ready for my graduation. I've been, you know, here and there and trying on dresses and seeing family. And like I said in the other video that I'll link at the end, was just busy, right? And so I went there and I saw all these people and they were being serviced, and they greeted me and said, "Oh, how can we help you? Are you walking in? Do you have an appointment?" And I said, "No, I'm just walking in like I normally do, but I normally get my nails done in the weekday versus the weekend. But because of my busy schedule this week, I've been having to get things done over the weekend because, of course, with the pandemic and all that and restriction, it's been crazy." And let me tell you, it came to a point where I heard myself saying to myself that it wasn't meant to be. I wasn't meant to get my nails done there because the lady that I normally get my nails done with, that like the special design, she wasn't even there. So whether I went at 1 o'clock or when they open at 12, which they normally don't open that late either, and she let me know that a bunch of people called out. So because people called out, they didn't have as many nail technicians. So here I was, getting ready to get my nails done at my favorite spot, the spot that I always go to, and all these excuses were coming up. It was excuse after excuse after excuse, right? And I found myself saying to myself, it's not meant to be. You know, I'm not supposed to get my nails done right now. Because if I was supposed to get my nails and my feet done, and maybe even a facial wax done at my go-to place, I wouldn't be having all these hiccups. And it was like around maybe like 12:30, 1 o'clock, you know, like early. Like it wasn't like it was 4 o'clock or 6 o'clock in the afternoon. It was pretty early. And so I was like, well, the store opened at 12, right? You're not open at 10, you open at 12. I got there like 12:45, 12:35. The store is packed. You know, all these people coming in the store, causing all this commotion about, oh, my appointment and who's here and who's not here. And it got to a point, let me clean the lens, guys. Let me clean the lens. I'm just gonna park and talk to you all I'm gonna park and talk to you all for a little bit. 1 second. 1 second. All right, that's fine. So it got to a point where I was like a little bit frustrated, and I was kind of like confused, like God, like I was not God, but I was saying to myself, like, why would I not get what I expected when every single other time that I went to the salon, there was never an issue, right? So after going back and forth about what time does my regular nail tech come in, and how long is it going to take and all this, I got to a point where I was like, it's not meant to be. Getting my nails done at this time and this day is just not it. I had to make that call, and it was a scary call because, like I said, this is one of the things that you get done when you're trying to go to an event or a birthday party or a wedding or whatever. And that's the part that I like the most, is getting my nails done. Not even so much my natural hair or nothing like that, but I like to get my nails done. So I was like, of all the times and days I could have done this, why would this be happening? So I took a leap of faith, and I had to pause, like everything else. And with this connection with life, right, I had to pause, and I had to go within, and I could not be afraid, because while simultaneously I'm trying to go within myself and ask myself, what is going on? Is this just a tactic to test my faith? Is this just some kind of scenario where I have to overlook the hiccup and just go with it? Or is this a scenario where I need to accept that right now is not the time? The time and the place and the day, it's just not it. Even though I would love to get it done there, I had to kind of check within myself and say, okay, she's giving you this long list, right? She gave me this long list of who's not there and what they can't get done and the waiting time and this and that, and the fact that they open at 12 today, Sunday, they open at 12 and they close at 5. It's just a metaphor of real life, right? Of what's going on with the connection. So with anyone's connection. So I had to go within and ask myself, just like as a lesson, there's a lesson, don't worry, there's a lesson, guys, just bear with me. I had to go within myself and ask myself, do I just take what's for face value and swallow the hard pill, or do I compromise? Do I sit here and compromise with this receptionist and try to overlook the information she just told me? So guess what I did? You all? I let 4 other people, a lady and her daughter and 2 other older ladies were walking towards the front. And I was talking to the lady. And instead of rushing and giving her an answer and saying, yeah, I'm going to stay here and wait, and we're going to see who else comes in, and all these people called out, right? Three nail techs. This is today. 3 nail techs did not show up to work. And we all know about the job strike, right? People quitting jobs and walking off jobs for unemployment. So this is where I live. This has been happening. People been just walking off jobs or not turning up, like they've been acting different. So I could have let that situation pressure me and rush me into making a bad decision. And I didn't. You know what I did? I let them go in front of me. I let them pay. I let them talk and all that, stuff. And I began to look up other nail salons. I began to look up other nail salons and say, okay, well, this is my go-to, but today I guess it's just not the day. It's just not my luck. There must be something better, right? And I normally never talk like this. I normally never say there must be something better. I don't think that I've trained my mind in the past to think like that. But because I've been doing so much work on myself, if something doesn't go the way I want it to go, I'm able, and this could help you, I'm able to switch my mindset and go straight to saying, well, if this is not what it is right now, if this is not what it's supposed to be, something is better. And guess what? Something was better. Right 4 minutes away, there was a new salon that I found. My nails are perfectly done. My toes were done. I got a face wax. The lady that did my nails used to work near where I used to live in another city. We had so much in common. A lady that was in there gave me her business card and offered me another position when I graduate to work for her company. That happened at a different nail salon. So that was, and it was more reasonable. It was not expensive. It was high quality. It was less packed, and it was done quickly. Opposed to my go-to that was packed up with people, and everything was people were just all over the place. Probably not the safest, right? So yes, my intuition was right, but in the moment, I wasn't sure. You see where I'm going with the story? In the moment, I was not sure as to why that hiccup or bad thing or unlucky thing happened at the time of the perspective in which I was living, until I had to step back from the lady, step back from the store, take out my phone, use my brain, and say, okay, well, if they close early, other places in the area do not close at 5 o'clock. And I'm getting 3 things done, I'm getting 3+ things more done. I am not just getting my nails done. So I don't want anyone to rush the service that I'm paying a lot of money for plus tip. So I was right. That nail salon, even in my mind, it was like, this never happens. I'm always able to walk in. I'm always able to have, the 2 nail techs that I go to be there. But today they were not there. So I had to put 2 and 2 together and say, okay, it may be a tough pill to swallow. It may be uncomfortable or awkward, but something better is there for me. And I was right. I was completely right. I was right. And I was happy. And so after that experience, and the nail was, the color and everything was exactly what I wanted. Because normally when I go to my other go-to place, the lady was so, oh my God, the lady was so precise with my nails. It's like she knew exactly what I wanted. And a lot of times with certain nail techs, you have to explain yourself and show pictures. This lady, all the ladies that did my nails and my toes and my wax, they understood exactly what I want. And this was a brand new place. So I say all that to say this. Sometimes you have to have faith. And sometimes, even though a situation may be humiliating or awkward or sad, or like you seem unlucky or bad, it's not the case. It's not the case. If you believe in God, if you believe the universe is working in your favor, you have to believe that. I could have given up and said, oh, I have a short amount of time. I need to get my nails done. No one could help me. Oh, my luck. I could have been so negative and been like angry. But I wasn't, I wasn't. I said, thank you for letting me know. She's available Wednesday. I can't do my nails Wednesday. I can't do the appointment. So I left the store with faith and said, okay, I see that the area is really busy. I'm short for time. I need my nails done by this day, by this time, to get everything done. And even though the choice was not the easiest choice, I chose it because I knew that there was going to be a better payoff after. So in the moment, it felt like, wow, this is such an inconvenience. This is just bad luck. It was not the case. And so I also wanted to bring up the fact that the lady that I got along with so well, who was telling me about the job position that she's looking for, and she was really nice, and the energy in that salon was what I've been looking for. There's a lot of pretty salons in my area, but the energy's off, right? And this salon was not as fancy, but the people and the kind of people that came in there were spot on. They were kind. They were not showing off. They were not stuffy. You know what I'm saying? They were just themselves. They had obviously things to show. They were wearing designer and all this, but they were nice. They were nice people, and that makes a big difference, And so when I realized that, I was like, wow, look, this is a nail salon that is like not even that far from the other nail salon, and it's more reasonable, and it's quicker, and they're nicer people, and they're humble, right? They're humble, and they're not greedy. They're not trying to scam. Like I could tell that they actually care. And then after that happened to me, I left the store, and I was thinking about what's been happening to me the whole weekend where I've been sharing with you all and what's been happening with other people. And I said to myself, look at God, look at what's been happening to me. I've been learning lessons with the most juvenile thing. I've been learning these big life lessons. These epiphanies have been coming to me like crazy. And the lady asked me if I like to travel, if I would want to work for any company and travel. And so she sent me her information. She gave me her company's information. And here comes the 3D, right? And as I was about to go to this other store, I said, you know what, I'm going to go on camera and talk about this, because I know people out here can relate to things in life that come up, and then you wonder about your connection, you wonder about what's going to happen. You know, you're not in union, you're not in a reunion with your twin like me. You know, you feel that it's near, but you're not in it yet. You know, you have the faith that it will happen, but you're not in it yet. And I had to think to myself, and you know what was revealed to me? What was revealed to me is that I do want a family eventually. You know, what was revealed to me is that I do want to, you know, share my life with somebody that can compliment me, that I can compliment them, that we can get along, we can have fun. And I don't want to just focus on my career and making money and chasing money and all that crap. You know, that's not important to me. You know, yes, everybody needs money to live. But for me, I was like, that's not the end all be end all. I would never want to be super career driven and then not be able to find someone that loves me for me and love somebody else in this world, on this planet while I'm here. You know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, I was just driving a couple minutes ago. I was driving. I said to myself, let me just go on camera and vlog this, because, you know, it's crazy. Like the idea. And you know what, you all, it's a reality. You know, it is a reality that maybe, you know, whether business or entrepreneurship or working for somebody part-time or whatever, you know, it is a possibility that I could travel for work. You know, my chart, I've studied my chart when it comes to, and you all should do this too. You know, you all should do this as well. Okay. Like when it comes to career or love or children, you know, look at that. Look at your chart. You know, look at your chart, study your chart, because a lot of times it will reveal, you know, what your future mainly will be centered around, you know. And throughout my years, even in college, I've had people tell me, Simone, you're gonna be like traveling, you're gonna be like, you know, international, you're gonna be like, you know, on a stage or on TV, or like, people always tell me that. I don't know if that's what God wants for my life, but the area of study that I went to university for, I could do that. You know, I could work in marketing, I could work in journalism, I could do really like PR, event hosting, presenter, you know. And with YouTube, you know, I do the exact same thing. You know, I speak. Simone speaks. You know what I'm saying? That's me. And I have that gift to just be able to connect with other people, and it's not forced. You see what I'm saying? But of course, with professional training, you have to go to university to get to fit their credentials and what they want to get the job. But in reality, you don't have to. You know what I'm saying? A lot of skills and gifts and talents that God gives you, you don't need to go to university for. But in this world, this matrix we live in, that's how it is. You know, to get certain things, to be able to live and survive and, you know, have a mortgage and rent, you know, you have to fit their narrative and fit their credentials and their requirements. And it's a pain in the butt, you know, it's an absolute pain, but it's necessary, you know, to get from point A to B in this matrix, in this system we live in. Sometimes you have to sacrifice. You see what I'm saying? So the fact that, and truth be told, you all, truth be told, now that my graduation ceremony is coming up, the truth is, I will go to the most random places. I mean, this has happened. I mean, 'cause I manifest a lot. I do attract really good opportunities and people. I mean, just for being myself, you know, glory to God. I do attract amazing people. I don't know why, but I do have great energy. I know that, and I'm a very honest person. So when I go out, people are drawn to me. You see what I'm saying? And there'll be many times where I go out and people just want to like offer me things and you know, help me, and I appreciate that. You see what I'm saying? And the fact that this lady, this random lady that we just connected, like we just talked in the salon, and the lady's doing my toes, and I'm like facing the lady. We're just talking about like traveling and family and all sorts of stuff. And the fact that I could have a professional job where I'm not I'm not where my twin is, it scares me a little bit, you know. I have to be honest with you all. Like that idea of me traveling for a living or not being where my twin is, kind of scares me. Because what does that mean? Does that mean that, you know, in my destiny or my walk or my career that I'm going to be all over the place? You see what I'm saying with these companies and working so hard to provide for myself, and then I'm going to meet somebody else, or I'm going to leave my twin where he is, and I'm going to be in a different state. That's a real reality. And for those who've been following my journey on and off, thank you. And you're subscribed obviously to my channel, and you feel this is like hitting home, and maybe you've been in the same situation, maybe you've moved or whatever, let me know in the comments. I will review the comments, because, you know, trolling and spam is pretty crazy on YouTube. So whenever I do these type of videos, I have the comments under review, because I do get a lot of spam sometimes, and there's inappropriate people who put like dirty links and all that. So I don't want that on my channel. So if you feel like you want to, you know, comment on that or let me know what you think about that, like let me know, because I wanted to share this with you all. You know, while this is like fresh, this happened earlier today, you know. Even though we're still Miss 3D reality, you know, we still have to work, we still have to, you know, play a role in society. You know what I'm saying? And when I was having a conversation with a lady, it didn't cross my mind, you know, not really. You know what I'm saying? It didn't cross my mind about my twin, not really. But then when she was done with her nails, and you know, we talked again, and we texted each other. I mean, I already have her number, and she was like, oh, you know, by the way, I have this position open, and do you want to travel for work? And I was like, what? That happened out of nowhere today. And people like me. People really like me. People really respect me, and I'm grateful for that. You know, people that are strangers, they just like my energy. You know what I'm saying? And you know, being a light worker, being somebody who has spiritual gifts, you have to be careful as well sometimes, because people will think that, you know, you're just gonna follow anything. And so whenever this happens to me, whatever it is, whether it's romantic or career, I let people know up front that, you know, I have to consider it. I'm not just gonna accept anything. You know what I'm saying? I have to shop around, I have to look around, I have to, you know, keep my options open. I can't just jump into something full throttle and then regret it. You know, I have to, you know, be mindful of the times we're living in. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, that was just something that was like, wow, you know, like, you know, if I don't get union and I'm up with my twin and I'm going somewhere else for work, and I'm leaving all this progress behind, is a real reality for me. You know, if I want to work, if I want to go somewhere else, like I want to leave my state, you know, and go to the West Coast or go up north or whatever, I could do that. You know, I'm a grown woman, you know, I'm not a little girl anymore. You know, I have my passport, I have my car, my license, like I'm not a little girl. You see what I'm saying? Like I could do whatever I want to do. And with this connection, you feel everything, you know what your twin is going through. Your twin should know what you're going through. And the past couple of days, this whole weekend, this whole week, I could feel the space being created for me, my twin, to finally open back up and have communication. I know it's going to happen. But I'm a little concerned that, you know, it's taking too long. You know what I'm saying? Like it's taking too long, and I'm not going to stop my life. I'm not going to stop my dreams from coming true because I want to be a wife, because I want to be a mother. Yes, it's very important to me, but I work so hard. I've worked so hard to have my own business. I work so hard to service people. I work so hard for I don't want to get emotional, for my degree. I have worked so hard. I have worked so hard. So hard. I have been through things and sacrificed things that my twin has never had to go through, ever, and will never go through. And I'm not going to talk about race. I'm not going to get into that, but there's been a couple times on my channel where I've been able to tell you all about those details of my twin and me. But I don't want to play politics right now. You see what I'm saying? I don't want to get into that grimy, because that's the reality. Like, that's how life can be. And I don't want to make him feel some kind of way. But I'm going to keep it all the way real. There's been many times where I've had conversation with my twin, and I've said some things to him. And I don't care, because here's the thing. If I was married to that man, if I was living under his roof, he would see my reality. He would know, just as a woman, how different it is out here in this world, and the pressures that mothers feel to work and to be there for their kids is something that a lot of men, most men don't feel that. They don't feel that mommy guilt. They don't feel that wife guilt to cater to so many people in their life, their parents, their siblings or their friends, and to balance everything. A lot of times men are very selfish. I'm just going to put it plain and simple. Some men are selfish, and they live their life for themselves, and not until they awaken and not until they meet somebody that they would risk everything for do they actually change. And my twin is the same way. When he met me, it was a complete 360. I'm telling you. I could see the change. The way, just everything. And most men that find a connection or find a soulmate or find their twin flame, they change. Maybe not overnight all the time, but yes, change occurs, because now it's not all about you. Now it's about helping other people. Now it's about us and not just you. And so, I'm happy that I'm like that, because I'm not somebody who's selfish like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not selfish like that. If I was with my twin full on and he didn't want me to move to a different state without me, why would I do that? Just like if he was with me and I say to him, I don't want you to get that job. I don't want you to move across state. And he respects me and I respect him, he's not going to do it. It's just not going to fly. And my twin, he works where we live in the same state. We live in the same state, practically the same city, but just a different area. So as far as I know, I don't get that vibe from my twin that he's going to go to a whole different state. And if he did, he would definitely tell me. I would know about it. Trust me. So when this reality, when this 3D reality seeps in, and I'm thinking about my future, and I'm not because I want to, but because I have to. I don't want to. I'm not rushing my life, for the record. Like, I am not rushing into anything. And I told my wax. I got my legs waxed today as well. All my legs. I had zero pain, you all. And the lady was like, "You're a trooper. You're amazing." Like most people that I do their legs for, they scream and they cry. And she's like, this is like the hardest part. This is like the most painful part. And I said to her, "Nope, I don't feel anything. Like, I literally do not feel anything. I have like zero pain, So as the reality was settling in, about the fact that, my life is going to begin again. A new chapter in my life is going to be beginning again. And, beginning a new chapter in my life without my twin, it's unsettling. Because I'm not trying to, right, that's what I was gonna say. Yeah, I'm not trying to rush into any kind of, big position or any kind of stressful thing. Like I was saying to my wax tech, like, I'm keeping my options open. I have a lot of offers right now, and I'm not trying to just whatever has the most money, because I know from my parents and other people in my life that that's not what makes you happy. You could have all the money in the world, but your soul is dry. You're unhappy. You have no time for yourself. I want a good work-life balance. I have a lot of Libra in my chart, so keep in mind, I like balance. I don't want to just be gung-ho and work and then I have no time for my family, my friends, and my love life. That would not make me happy. That would not make me happy to have all this money and have nobody to share it with, nobody to enjoy it with. No, I'm not interested in that. I want a balance. I want a balance with work and play, and we should all have that. If we want to have that kind of life, we should be able to achieve that. You know what I'm saying? It's not impossible. My mom has that. She works, but she's a very flexible schedule. And she's worked hard for that. So for me, it's like, I know what matters, I know what really matters at the end of the day. And so am I waiting for my twin? No. Am I forcing him? No. Am I wondering what's going on in his neck of the woods? Of course. I'm wondering, I'm now, the more that this 3D energy is coming into my life and I'm growing within myself, the more I want to know, like, so what has he been up to? What is he doing besides with other women, of course? What have you been doing on yourself? What have you been learning? Have you traveled anywhere? Like on a friend level, not even romantic. Like, I just want to know, like, in general, like what have you been working so hard on? Like, have you been doing nothing? Or have you really been, like, evolving spiritually? Because when he was with me, he was, but now it's a mystery. Now it's a complete mystery. And so it's scary. It is scary. What if the right opportunity arises and I have to tell my family, my friends that, hey, I'm not going to be here. I'm not going to be in the state. I'm going to be moving to the West Coast or up north or wherever they want me to go. You know what I'm saying? And they're paying for that. I'm not paying for that. The company's paying for that. And I'm out of here, and me and my twin are not together. We're not even living together right now. And so because through the years I've done twin flame readings, I've helped other twin flames. Most people a lot of people that come to me when I did private were twin flames, and it was a beautiful thing. It was amazing to hear people's stories and to help. And I loved doing that. And if circumstances were different, I would do that full time, but it's not, and life is right now everything's up in the air. Everything is just one day, things are getting better, the next day it's a collapse. It's a crisis. So the whole world, right? The whole world is going through this fluctuation of good and bad, good and bad, good and bad, So, I don't know. I can take my own advice that I give you all, and I can take my own advice that I've given clients who are long distance. I know exactly what to do, which is communicate. The first thing that I would have to do is communicate. The very first thing, right? The very first thing that I would have to do if that was to occur would be to email him or text him and be like, I know. I mean, would I even tell him? I don't even know. I'm pretty sure I would, but I would not want that to make me stay. I would not want that to make me change what I got going on. it would still be a done deal. Like if I was to take that that job, you know what I'm saying, that career job, 'cause I already have a job now, but I'm saying career for my degree, you know, I don't know, you all. I don't know. And, living in the same state and being in separation is hard enough. So I don't even want to begin to think about long distance with a twin flame connection, because there's been times where even in Europe, even freaking Europe, when I went back to England, my home country, right? My home country. Last year, his lights were on. My home country, I could still feel him even in England. You all know how far England is from the East Coast. Like, come on. I could still feel my twin in freaking Europe. So this connection's not going away. And the real twin flames and the true twin flames, they know what I'm talking about. The connection's not going anywhere. So even if I'm on the other side of the world and we're still connected, what am I supposed to do? It's just like, and I don't think I'm waiting for him. I just think that I'm trying to be available. I'm trying to be as available as I can without stopping my life, without hindering my own progress, without hindering my own opportunities, romantic or career. I could proudly say that. I could proudly tell you all that I have done everything in my power to keep the hope alive. No, not hope, because hope is we know what they say about the word hope. So I'll change that. I'll use a different word. I've been trying to create the space. I've been trying to continuously clear out and harbor out and not harbor the anger and the resentment and the pain. I've been trying my very, very best to not get angry, to not stay angry at him for whatever, for all the time that's gone. And the separation. I've not directed any of those things towards him. I've worked incredibly hard to stay present and to stay positive. And so because I've been doing that, I'm confident. I'm 1,000% confident that we will talk in the near future. And as near future, I'm going to say months, weeks, not days for now, hopefully, but I could feel it. Like when we had other separations and got back together and got back in communication, it felt just like this. The feelings that I feel right now, that I've been feeling for the past 2 weeks, like consistently every day, every night, every second I get up in the morning, is how I felt before when we were not together and then we came back into contact. So I know that it's gonna come, I know that it's gonna happen, but it's like the reality and everything in reality, I feel, is trying to fight me on this, trying to fight my faith, trying to fight what I know, what I know to be true. And that's very painful to feel like, that there's an opportunity, that things are going to work out. And then everything around you in your reality is telling you it's not. And that's faith. You have to have faith. You have to have faith as a mustard seed to push through, whether it's other people telling you negative things or the world telling you negative things or your doubts. Like, I have no doubt. Like, the weirdest thing about it is, before I did the work, I was full of doubt. I was full of agonizing, painful doubt. And the more work that I've done, real thoroughbred work that I've done, I have no doubt. The synchronicities are there, the dreams are there, the revelations are there, his name is there every second, every hour. Like, it's been intense. And so I've even gone as far as to look at websites, I know you all do that too, look at websites or videos that talk about, what are the symptoms, what are the signs of communication, and every box is ticked. And not that it matters, but every box is ticked. And I could feel it. I know that we're going to have a communication. But can you all imagine that can you all imagine if the communication occurs and then I have to have a conversation with my twin that I have a job that I need to travel for and I'm not gonna be here? Like, what the hell? You know, that it's just life is crazy. You know, I'm like, life is insane. Like, can you imagine if we never talked and then I took a job somewhere else and then he texts me or calls me and I have to tell him that I'm not even here anymore? Like, you wasted all that time and now I'm gone. Like, that would just be just tragic, I think. But it can happen. You know, the reality is that if I choose to and I feel that I need to be in a different state to get to where I need to get to do what I got to do for my own future, then so be it. I'm not going to say no. I'm not going to say no, because the state that I live in now, I never liked. The truth of the matter is, the state that I've been living in for the past 10 years, I don't like it. Of recent, I've gotten to like certain parts about where I live, like the state that I live in, but it's very busy. It's like everywhere else in America, but it's just a state that's very hot. It never snows. It never gets cool. It's hot 24/7. And I don't like it. I don't mind the heat, but it's just like every second of the day, it's just blazing hot. No snow, no fall, no leaves, you know. Versus in Europe, in England, I would get beautiful snow. You know, you'd be walking, you know, past the beautiful houses, the townhouses, and the leaves are falling from the tree. And where I live, there's no such thing. As you can see, there's palm trees all around me in the video. It's never cool. It's always hot. Like Arizona, it's just blistering hot all the time. And I hate it. It's good for vacation, it's good for the beach, but I don't like it. I prefer to have at least I know, I'm not saying California, but I have family in California, funny enough, that just moved over there like last year. But if God said Arizona or Las Vegas or whatever, or Utah, something like that, you know, I'm just throwing it out here. I know that I'm gonna at least get some snow. I'm gonna at least get some variation. You know, where I live now, there's no variation. It's hot 24/7, and you get your hair done, you get your makeup done, and you go outside and it melts off your face. You know, your eyelids, your eyes are dripping in sweat because it's so hot. That's not normal. I don't think that's a good way to live. People who like that kind of weather, it makes sense. But I did not even come from a hot country or a hot state. I came from England, which is freezing most of the time, right? So when I grew up, it was cold most of the time. You know, every day you're wearing 3 layers of clothes and high socks and a winter jacket and boots. You know, it's totally different. You know, when I was little, we moved over here, so it's totally different. So I like cool weather. I like a variation. If it's hot in the summer, I at least want to have a nice, you know, breezy winter or fall or autumn. You know, and where I live now, I don't get that. You know, like Las Vegas. I love Las Vegas. I told you all, I love Las Vegas. In Las Vegas, it snowed was it this year spring or last year December? It snowed, right? It snowed. And the weather over there is a variation. It's beautiful. I love Las Vegas. I love Nevada. So, you know, reality, you know, reality is setting in. Like, you know, I may have to make some tough decisions, you all. You know, I may have to make some decisions that I never thought of before, you know? And now I'm like, shit, you know, before I was dating other men, and that was another layer of this connection, you know, being connected, but then still dating somebody else. You know, I've been through that. I've been through how that feels, you know, and it's not that bad, but it's just like, you know, you cry, you know, sometimes you just break down in tears because, you know, you want to be with your twin, but yet you're with somebody else. And what are you going to do? You know, you're not talking to them, they're not talking to you, and you're stuck. You know, you could feel stuck. And And a lot of twins go through this. I know I'm making this video because I know that a lot of people, whether they do their own videos or not, or, you know, they're on social media or not, will come across video. I mean, I've come across videos like this for myself. So I know that people out here have gone through even worse things than what I'm saying. You know, they've had their twin marry somebody else. They've had their twin all types of crazy shit, you know, all types of crazy stuff. And it's not their fault. You know, it's not, for the record, it's not your fault, right? It's not your fault if your twin chooses a karmic over you, if your twin gets married to somebody else or a soulmate, or if your twin is in the hospital, right? And you're in the other side of the world and you guys lose. I mean, it's not your fault if somebody passes away in their family or something happened, they lose their job, you know, it's not your fault. Like life is gonna happen. You know, life is just gonna happen. And so that's just a part of it. It's just a part of the reality we live in. You know, this reality that they force us to live in our minds and our hearts, in our mindset, we could be on a different frequency, living having a totally different perspective than most people out here. You know, I know I do. You know, when I go out in the world, my mind is on something totally different than what most people are on. You know what I'm saying? But you still live in this matrix, this simulation, this situation. You're still amongst these people, these bots, these people that, you know, want something from you, you know, but then in your own mind, in your own heart, you know you're here for a different purpose. And you know that you want something different, something deeper than just, oh, you have a nice car, oh, you have a nice apartment, oh, you have a nice jewelry, oh, you have a nice job. Like, you know, that's very surface, right? And most people who are spiritual or they have some kind of, you know, daily practice, or they're more into spirituality than religion, will be like that, you know, and you'll see that in their behavior. You know, they ask the deeper questions. They're not just living to live. They want to experience, they want to have fun, they want to touch people's lives, they want to make a difference. And that's the big difference, is it's not just about me. You know, people that are spiritual, if you want to put a label on it, they think deeper than that. They think way deeper than just, oh, you have a nice, you know, oh, you know, you're making money, oh, you're so pretty, oh, you're so handsome. Like, we don't care about that. You know, we don't care about that. We care about, I mean, it's cool, but we don't care to the point where we're gonna put that on a we're gonna die on that hill and abandon everything else. You know, I'm not willing to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I was in a job where my soul is empty and I feel like, not soul, but like my spirit is broken and I feel like I'm empty inside, I would not stay there. You know, I would not stay in anything, to be honest to you, that would make me feel like I am fighting, that I am in a constant battle, all because of money. You know, it's not that hard to get another job. You know, I mean, look at the economy right now. Look at the way the world is right now. You know, people are fighting over workers. People are literally fighting over workers because people don't want to work. In certain states, certain counties. You see what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? They don't care. They don't care about making money anymore. They care about their health. They care about their kids. They care about their family. And we're on something way deeper, way higher, way more important than just, oh, how much money do you make? Like, I've met celebrities. My parents have worked with celebrities. You know, and there's a couple that my parents have actually worked with, which I know is crazy, like years ago, and one has died recently. He's an actor. And you know, and it was just work. But then when all was said and done, he didn't take care of himself. Towards the end of his life, he was still fairly young. He was in his early 60s, which is not old. With that kind of money, it's not old. 50, 55, 60 is not old in my opinion. Older is like 65 up. He was just crossing into 60. Not to put it out there like that, but just an example of like how I've been raised, what I've seen, what I've witnessed in my own life. So I may have a broader perspective, more so my twin, right? Because I've witnessed this. I've seen people that are really high up, thankfully, and they're empty. They have nothing else but their money. They're so empty that all they have is their money, and that's a horrible way to live, is whether it's an addiction or just chasing money. If there's no happiness behind that, you're gonna suffer. You're gonna feel like you're dying, and you may die. And that's what happened to that guy when I was like, 13, 14. We went to like this business conference, and my parents, because they're business owners, we went, and I was still like 13, 14. I would always want to go to like their meeting, their business meetings. And as you guys can see with my channel, that's what's kind of influenced me, is how I was raised and what I witnessed. And I would hear all types of things. I would hear all types of stories. And one of them was a celebrity that we work with, and he died like 5 years later. He was always working, you know what I'm saying? And good for him, because now his kids can live well. His kids can live off his money, and that's a great thing. But he could have lived a lot longer if he had his priorities straight, right? If he took better care of himself. And that happens to a lot of men in this world, they or women, they get run down because they're too hard on themselves, or they're not healthy, they're not taking care of themselves. And so you have to keep that in mind as well, that it's not just about X, Y, or Z. It's about the things that you don't see with the naked eye. It's about how you feel, how you feel, on a daily basis. And so I'm very well aware of that. I'm very well, and I think we all are at this point, especially with celebrity culture. I think we're all well aware of people that we've seen in the media who they have all this money, but then their lives are horrible. Behind closed doors, they're suffering. You know what I'm saying? So it's not worth it. It's not worth it ever, whether it's an addiction or bad health or, bad circumstance. It's never worth it to not have your priorities straight. And to keep in mind, your priorities may differ from somebody else's. Maybe your priorities X, Y, and Z, and somebody else's priorities completely different. You see what I'm saying? So it's really up to you. You know what I'm saying? And what I'm simply saying is, one of my priorities is to have my life partner, whatever and whoever that is, and to live a life full of love and happiness. And I would never want to live this life without somebody that I love. I would never want that for myself. I would not want to be lonely, or even with somebody and feel lonely, because a lot of people are with people, but they feel lonely. They're with somebody in the 3D, but inside they're hollow. They feel lonely because the person they're so-called with is never available or doesn't tend to their needs. And it's just a waste of time. So there's many different shades, and there's many different ways that loneliness and abandonment and incompatibility shows up. There's many different ways that manifests in a romantic relationship. So it's not just about them not physically being there. It's about the fact that if you need somebody to call on, if you want to talk to somebody, you want to communicate with somebody, are they there? Can you count on this person, right? If you were in a bad situation, and can you call that person up? I'm saying, are they there for you? And regardless of the connection, it's stuff like that I think about, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want just anybody as a filler. Like, I want somebody that I can depend on, that if I'm having a bad day, or if something bad happens in my life or somebody else's life that I care about, I can go to them and say, listen, like, so-and-so happened, or this happened, can we talk about it? I don't want to be shut off. I don't want to be pushed in a corner because they're working, or they don't care about my feelings. I don't want to deal with people like that. I want to deal with a person that is there. You know what I'm saying? And that's what's so hard about this connection, is they're not physically there. Not all the time. Not all the time are they physically in your life. And so then you have to, I mean, at least I question, like, okay, well, when are they going to be there? You know, I feel the connection. I know what's going on. Um, you know, and 5D and all the other ways that it manifests. But I want the person there. I want the person physically there, you know, and that is something that I've always struggled with. You know, I think I've always had an issue with that part of the connection where they're not physically there. You could maybe you could feel them, whatever, but they're not physically there. They're not physically there, you know, and they miss out, you know. And let me just end on this note, because I'm going almost an hour. Let me just end on this note. You know, I think about, not just for myself, but for twins, fellow twins, just in general. You know, when you think about all the time wasted, not working on yourself, I'm saying between not being with them, it is a horrible thought. It's a horrible thing, you know. And yes, in that time, especially the feminine energy, yes, will work on themselves. We'll do what they got to do, you know, keep living life. We all get that. But I'm talking about when it's when you feel like they should be there, you know. You would like to go places with them. You would like to hang out with them. You would like to, you know, be around their friends or their family and get to and converse, and you know, you want to create memories, you know, because all you have is memories. You know what I'm saying? Like when you get to that age where you're gone, you know, you have memories. That's all you have. You don't have nothing else you can hold on to until your last breath. Is just the memory, the love that you felt. And that's what I wish would be different for all of us that are twin flames, that believe we have a soul to soul connection, or whatever label you want to put on it. Okay, it's just the time, you know. Be aware of the time. Divine masculines, divine feminines, especially divine masculines, be aware of the time that you're wasting, where you could have had 20 memories, you know, pictures, photos, videos, you know, whether it's just platonic or romantic, don't matter, but that's your twin flame. That's your twin. And think about all the time that your twin is wasted not with you, when they could have been with you all this time. Whether you're just hooking up or whatever, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Like, and that's what I think is so pitiful. I think it's pitiful that whether you guys are going to be together or not, I don't really care. Like, I'm talking about my own connection. I don't even really care like that. Like, even if we weren't even together, like, the fact that we are twins, there's nobody else like us, and that we're able to shake the world and go out in the world and have fun and live fully to the fullest and make a memory. And the fact that because of separation, or because of ignorance, or because of doubting the connection, or because of a karmic, or because of ego and pride, you've destroyed that opportunity. You've totally tossed it in the trash because you're afraid, or because you're scared, or because you have other people you're entertaining, or other things in society that you want to cater to. And yet for years or months or weeks, you've not been able to create a proper memory just because of pride. Just because of whatever is blocking you both. It's tragic. Like, to me, that is just so ridiculously tragic. And that's what I hate. I hate that part of the connection. I hate it. I hate the idea of wasting years, or wasting months, or wasting even weeks or days, knowing that you could have been with your twin, getting a bite to eat, going somewhere fun, going to the beach, doing whatever, going for a walk, for God's sake. And that's not happening. You know, that's not been happening. And so you're just out here in this world working your ass off, and for what? You know, when you die, you can't take your possessions with you. If you have kids, or you have people that you care about in your family, you pass it down. That's it. You know, you're never going to touch it ever again. Once you're off this earthly plane, that's it. Unless you want to come back, incarnation, reincarnation, that's a different subject. I'm saying in that body, this current body, like when you're gone, that's it. You know, for that vessel, if you want to come back and you be in a different vessel with the same soul, same spirit, but you're not gonna be in the same body if you choose that for your you know, after you pass. You see what I'm saying? So it's just like all that time is for nothing. All the pain and the sadness that twins in general experience is for nothing. You know, besides growing for yourself, I'm saying between you both, all that time that you guys were angry at each other and arguing and bickering, you could have been making memories. You could have been together. And that's the part that I don't like. That's the only part that I hate about it, is the idea that, you know, I wasn't even angry. You know, I mean, if it's like a whole year or 6 months or 5 months that you're not with your twin, in reality, you're not angry at them. You're not angry at them every day. You know, maybe in the beginning you were angry. Maybe in the beginning you were angry, but you're not angry every single day. So think about it. You know, maybe you were angry for 20 days straight, for a month straight, and then the rest of the year, nothing. You know, no contact, no nothing. To me, that's just blasphemy. That's ridiculous. And then that's why sometimes twins go and find other people, date other people. It happened to me. I can speak from experience. I'm not ashamed of it. I have nothing to hide. It happened to me. I dated other men. You know, I had other boyfriends. So what? You know what I'm saying? Because God, the universe just happened to drop people in my path that I had great memories with, that I actually have fun with. Unlike my twin, for that period of time. And it is sad, it's unfortunate, but it's just the reality. And the reality is right now is that, you know, if things continue the way they are, you know, before we communicate again, that's the reality. The reality is I could go wherever the hell I want to go, date whoever I want to date. You know, I have free will. I have my own choice, you know. And I could make all those memories I could have made with him, I make it with another man. You know, how ridiculous is that? All the memories I could be making with him, I'm having to make with another man. You know, how is that fair? You know, how is that okay? You know what I'm saying? But if he doesn't step up, that's the reality. If he's not aware of the connection, or he's not attending to the connection, or himself, the connection within himself, you know, working on himself, he's not going to be aware of it. Maybe he'll be aware of it and he'll kick it away. But that's what I think is the crazy part about this connection, is the fact that you can have that kind of life with another man or woman, and your twin is just somewhere in the world feeling you, thinking about you, dreaming about you, and yet on the 3D, nothing. So y'all make your own conclusions with that. You know, you all make your own conclusions. You know, if this has happened to you, let me know. You know, we could chat, email, if you want to email me about your own experience or your own advice or whatever you want to tell me. You're more than welcome to, you know what I'm saying? But this guy's gonna, there's like this homeless guy. This guy's talking to him outside the store. Oh, it's so sad. I always see this guy there. I've given him money before, but I'm not going to the store, so I can't give him. I don't even have any cash to give this guy. But that guy's always, I feel so bad. I hope he gets help. And there was a cop there was a big SUV cop that just parked right in front of the homeless guy. In front of this Walgreens, and he didn't do anything. Like, really? Not that it's his job, I'm just saying, like, don't they have shelters and stuff that they can take them to? Like, damn, it's cold. It's a cold world, man. It's a cold reality we live in, man. It's cold. This world's cold as shit. So that's just the